My husband started disappearing every Saturday morning for 4 hours, and his sudden obsession with treating me like an absolute queen made me entirely certain he was hiding a devastating secret. I was fully prepared to pack my bags and file for divorce, but the truth broke me in the most beautiful, unexpected way possible. For some quick context, we've been married for 9 years. The last 3 were incredibly rough. Between endless career stress and mounting bills, we had completely drifted apart. We were basically just exhausted roommates navigating the exact same kitchen. Conversations were strictly about buying groceries or whose turn it was to walk the dog. We stopped laughing together. We stopped trying. The heavy silence between us was absolutely deafening. Then, out of nowhere last October, a massive switch flipped. It started with the strange Saturday morning disappearances. He'd leave the house at 6 a.m. sharp, keep his phone completely turned off, and wouldn't return until exactly 10:30. But when he walked back through the front door, he was entirely different. The cold walls he'd built were suddenly gone. He started bringing home my favorite expensive vanilla lattes. He'd pull me into random, lingering hugs in the hallway. He actually listened when I spoke, making deep, direct eye contact like we were teenagers dating again. He even started leaving little encouraging sticky notes on my car steering wheel before work. Honestly, I should have been thrilled. Instead, my anxiety spiraled out of control. When you've been freezing in a relationship for years, sudden warmth feels incredibly dangerous. I turned to the internet at 2 a.m., frantically typing his symptoms into relationship forums. Thousands of strangers all echoed the exact same terrifying verdict. It's extreme guilt. He's cheating on you, and the sudden romantic affection is classic overcompensation for an affair. My mind raced constantly. The missing weekend hours, the unreachable phone. My heart shattered into a million tiny pieces. I convinced myself he was trying to gently soften the blow before leaving me. By week 5, I couldn't take the psychological torture for another second. He walked in one Saturday, smelling faintly of lavender and old paper, smiling as he handed me a fresh pastry. I completely snapped. I threw the pastry in the trash and backed away, crying hysterically. I told him I knew everything about his secret affair. I demanded to know who she was, where he was sneaking off to, and why he was treating me like a pathetic charity case out of sheer guilt. I screamed that I wanted a divorce immediately. His face completely dropped, but he didn't get angry or defensive. Instead, his tired eyes filled with heavy tears. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a worn-out, leather-bound journal. He sat me down on the couch and explained that 6 weeks ago, he'd taken a wrong turn on his morning run. He ended up resting on a quiet bench outside a local hospice center. An elderly man named Thomas was sitting there weeping quietly. Thomas was rapidly losing his sight, and his beloved wife of 50 years had just passed away. The only thing Thomas had left were the daily journals she kept throughout their entire marriage. Because of his failing eyes, he couldn't read her beautiful handwriting anymore. My husband had been secretly going there every Saturday morning to read her precious words back to him. Listening to decades of a woman documenting the tiny details of her husband made my husband realize how dangerously close we were to throwing our own story away. Thomas had warned him, never wait until she's a memory to start paying attention. It wasn't guilt, it was a desperate attempt to save us. If this story reminded you to cherish your loved ones, please hit that like button and subscribe for more.